This is In the Know for Wednesday, November 19, the 323rd day of 2025. There are 42 days left in the year. Good morning, EMB, guiding you through In the Know at K105 on Litchfield's Country Station 1039 The Moose. Live online at K105.com via the Apple and Android smartphone app, using the SoundCloud, iTunes, or Spotify podcast, on Facebook, on YouTube, on the platform formerly known as Twitter, and the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we'll update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. And we'll get reacquainted with a friend we haven't seen in a while. We'll talk to her. And we will also count you down to Thanksgiving, now just a little over a week away. That and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire, is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's Beach. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
You were on assignment yesterday, so out and about. You made it back to the studio
I
today.
did.
Does Vandelay Industries have an official return policy?
There are no returns.
All sales final.
All sales are final.
Well-
now if you, yes, all sales are final for the
Okay,
most part.
yeah, that's probably what you should stick with. If you give any wiggle room, then you might be. Hey, the return policies across the retail landscape are tightening. What once was very lenient is changing. Many brands now attach large "do not remove" tags to prevent customers from wearing items and then sending them back. Increasingly, retailers are offering store credit rather than cash or credit card refunds. Few retailers are advertising these charges. Instead, they appear in the fine print of return policies that are now longer, more specific, and far less forgiving than they once were.
Yeah,
There must be a reason for that.
I'm sure.
Perhaps they might be being taken advantage of.
Maybe.
That'd be fair enough. I'd say
That
that's
would
a
be.
pretty good hypothesis. Over there in chair number 3, we say good morning and welcome back. She is Grayson County Extension Services Ag Agent. She is Miss Whitney Carmen. Morning.
Morning.
Welcome back.
I am glad to be back. It's been a long time.
World traveler. What,
Yeah.
you missed about 3 weeks or
yeah,
something like that?
something like that.
You've been busy professionally?
Yes, we've had several meetings, and it's that time of year.
Yeah, it is that time of year. And then I guess your kids are keeping you running busy all the time.
Yes.
Basketball season kicks off?
Yeah,
somewhat
basketball
soon?
has girls is about over, and boys are just now starting. So.
Getting ready to get into it. In all the running and the busyness, are you a good sleeper? Do you sleep well?
For the most part, I'm finding that it depends on kind of what the week it entails, how well I sleep, or what's going on in our lives, how well I sleep. Whether it's a worry or I wake up in the middle of the night going, "Oh, I forgot to do that."
Right.
So, but for the most part, I sleep pretty good.
A lot of the old adages, count sheep.
Yeah.
Well, here in this season of gratitude, you can do it now, but also do it year round. They say count your blessings instead of sheep. Researchers found that people who wrote a list of up to 5 things they were grateful for each day were not only happier and more satisfied with life, but also got more sleep and felt more refreshed upon waking each morning than people who don't.
Yeah, and I I always laugh. I tell people, I'm like, God must know what I really need, because I'll start my prayers at night, and then that usually sends me to sleep. And I'm like, well, I hope he remembered maybe in my brain what I was thinking.
If it's in your heart, I think he
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
he's made a note of it. So
Yeah.
it's a season of gratitude.
Yes.
It's a little more easy to count your blessings this time of year, but
Absolutely.
really should do it all the time. Cloudy and cool here in this midweek. We're going to see rain returning on Friday. Over the next half day, 12 hours or so. Some of that fog you saw this morning is going to be out of here, and we'll see cloudy with maybe some areas of drizzle, but no significant rain. Rain returns late tomorrow into Friday, and then right now we're showing quiet conditions for the weekend with even some sunshine, and things got a little worse for Thanksgiving Day. We thought the high was going to be 45. Now the high is going to be 44, at least according to our friends at Wave. But as I mentioned yesterday, as we get closer, we get about 48, 72 hours out. It'll start to actually come into clarity on what will happen for your Thanksgiving Day. We'll see a high of 54 today, cloudy, 46 tonight. We'll see afternoon or evening rain tomorrow with cloudy skies and a high of 57, 61 for your Friday, 58 for your Saturday. and 60 for your Sunday should be your high temperatures. I was amazed yesterday. We talked a little bit for a few minutes about the bill in the House of Representatives that Congress people were going to be voting on releasing all of the Epstein files, or compelling the Department of Justice to release all of the Epstein files. I don't know how much of them will be redacted. House Speaker Mike Johnson said he was going to vote for it, but he laid out his concerns, and he called on the Senate to make some changes that would further protect the identity of some of the victims, because you just put all this information out there. I have a feeling it's going to be very graphic. I have a feeling it's going to be unvarnished. And so, but that's going to be the cost of finding out what exactly happened and who all was involved and who actually, who helped cover it up or swept things under the rug or looked the other way. Well, one member of Congress, and it was Clay Higgins from Louisiana. He was the only person that voted in either chamber, voted against the legislation. And you had, you had all the other members of the House or representatives, and then all of the senators voted yes, and now it'll be on President Trump's desk, and he says he will sign it. There are some nervous individuals in our country at this moment, because
yes.
when it comes out, you're going to, I'd say the information is going to burn like wildfire. Thomas Massie, our congressman from the 6th District of Kentucky, he spent all kinds of time yesterday on the steps in front of the House chamber talking with the media and just answering all of their questions and compelling on why it was so important. And I think that it's an indication of how many phone calls and emails every member of Congress were getting from the American public that said, just get this out in the open so we can move on.
Yeah. Because at this point, that's the thing, is we know that there's some damning evidence in there. Sure. And on the victim side of it, you do want to try to maintain their ambiguity. But I agree. It's like, okay, let's get this over with. Let's get it out. Let's get it taken care of so we can move on to, some other pertinent issues.
It just won't go away.
Right.
And so there's a reason that they have, when they were running for office, you take Bongino and you take Kash Patel and even Pam Bondi, when they're on the outside looking in and say, yeah, day one, we're turning all this information loose.
Yeah.
Then when they got to look under the hood, there was some reason, like there's some reason, and I don't know who they're trying to protect, whether it's allies internationally, whether it was Prince Andrew, whether it was like whoever it would be, but we're about to find out.
I've started the Netflix.
You have?
Yes, I've fallen asleep, so I haven't made it through the first episode just yet, but I'm working on it.
It's good. I've seen it, and it's got some very damning evidence in it as well. And so I guess we're getting ready to find out exactly what is in there. I don't know the timeline that's going to take place, but I'd say it's going to dominate the news cycle for another few days would be my supposition. A story we brought you yesterday morning, an update on the reckless driver incident on Monday night on the Parkway that began around the Clarkson exit and then continued down to the 102-mile marker. The state police has, after their investigation, they have said that there is the driver could face charges based on dash cam video and any other evidence that they are able to collect. So we do know that driver was injured. Identity hasn't been released. Was first transported to Owensboro Health Twin Lakes with serious injuries, later transported to U of L Hospital. And in a quote from their PAO officer at KSP, says, at this time, the trooper does not have charges pending, but says there may be charges forthcoming at a later date based on dash cam video and any other evidence, according to the trooper. Allegedly, according to reports, ran one vehicle off the road, crashed into a semi-truck that was the dash cam of the semi-truck as well recorded all of the evidence that they'll be using to decide. State Senator Keturah Herron from Louisville is proposing legislation to establish a dedicated juvenile services fund as part of her ongoing work to transform the state's juvenile justice system by investing in a community-based, youth-centered solution. The proposed bill, which Herron intends to file in the regular session next year, would create a trust and agency fund within the Department of Juvenile Justice. The fund would support services aimed at preventing juvenile delinquency, reducing incarceration, and helping justice-involved youth return to their communities with the tools they need to succeed. If enacted, It would provide targeted support in 4 critical areas, she says. Says it would prevent delinquency prevention and early intervention programs, wraparound services for justice-involved youth and their families, community-based alternatives to detention, and reentry programs and facilities that help youth safely and successfully transition back into their communities. Clearly, juveniles have problems everywhere. In her area, she serves in Louisville, I'd say they have a higher concentration of that and an area of focus they are trying to resolve. Cancer patients, survivors, and advocates are marking the American Cancer Society's 49th annual Great American Smokeout. That will take place tomorrow. They are calling on the Kentucky General Assembly to increase funding for vital fact-based tobacco control programs to $4 million annually and allocate all Juul settlement funds to tobacco prevention and to help people quit. In Kentucky, tobacco is still the leading preventable cause of disease and death, and smoking is linked to at least 12 types of cancers, including lung, liver, colorectal cancers. Each year, more than 8,000 people die from a smoking-related disease in Kentucky alone. So, Great American Smokeout tomorrow for anyone who wants to participate. Mm-hmm. The Champions Classic was held at MSG. We'll talk about that in a moment. Let's talk about a couple of Cougar-related items. At K105.com today, there is a story up that recaps, it really kind of goes back to the beginning of marching band season and band camp, but a pretty in-depth interview with Aaron and Ashley Bell about their season, their approach to the season, some milestones in the season, some pivotal points in the season, and how what seemed like to be a disappointment turned into an empowering point that kind of propelled them through the rest of the season into their MSBA competition, into the Band of America competition last weekend. Anyway, it's very detailed and kind of recaps and celebrates the milestones that the Cougar Band met this season. And I found it to be a very informative article, and hopefully you will too. The King of the Bluegrass bracket has officially been released, and the Cougars have drawn North Oldham in their game opening the annual King of the Bluegrass tournament. It's been held since 1981. It's a second appearance for Grayson County in that tournament. You have to go all the way back to 1982 for their previous appearance. It's going to be the second all-time meeting between the Cougars and North Oldham. They played back in 2009. So we'll have coverage of that for you as we head in. And at K105.com, you can see the full bracket. The King of the Bluegrass, glanced at that early this morning, but didn't study a whole lot of the detail. Now back to the Champions Classic held at Madison Square Garden last night. Kentucky played in the early game. Whitney, I have my morning clothes on today. You're wearing UK gear, but I noticed yours is maroon.
Yeah, I'm dual.
So you're employed by the University of Kentucky.
Yes.
But you have shed the blue for today.
Yeah.
Did you get to watch the game last night?
I watched. What game?
Yeah.
If that's what you call it. But yes, I did get to actually, the bad thing about it is maybe it's me, because I have not been able to watch many of the games recently. I only got to watch 2 minutes of the Louisville game, and I actually turned the game on last night and had it on as I was fixing dinner, and they put on that performance. And so I think I'm just going to not watch until maybe they can turn it around.
There's something going on.
There is some team. I have been around a lot of basketball and a lot of kids. And yes, these are kids. Okay. We can't forget that. There is something going on. I don't know if it's a chemistry issue. I don't know if it's because they were bickering at each other. And I don't know. There's something.
After they had such a poor performance last year, to Ohio State that they really shouldn't have lost to. Mm-hmm. And then
they didn't get beat that bad though. Or it was close.
85-64.
Okay, maybe it
was the final last year in the CBS Sports Classic, not in the MSG and not in the Champions Classic. That was in the CBS Sports Classic. But so in these nationally televised marquee signature events, you have to figure out a way to showcase your program because the world is watching. Mm-hmm. And we did beat Duke last year in the same classic, so that was good, and it kind of propelled. By the same token, you lose to Louisville one week, and you go, well, okay, Louisville's pretty good. Then you go into the next week, and you just have a miserable performance against Michigan State, and you let the number 17 team basically run you off the floor. you're not going to be ranked next week, most likely. And so there's just, I don't know entirely what it is. If there's if we're having a hard time developing whose team it is and the leader, because Otega Oweh hasn't been himself this early in the season. But the other thing that's going on here too, and it will be, Big Blue Nation will not be forgiving in this regard. And I do blame them, and then at the same time I don't. You mentioned they are kids, and they are, but when you bring money into the equation, like all of a sudden now they're professional players for all intents and purposes. They're just young professionals, and so then the expectations go higher. And you hear people start throwing around terms like $22 million for your payroll on your team, in addition to your coaches, et cetera. So people just get to be a little less forgiving, and they say, well, where's the return on the investment for this money? But it is also an interesting juxtaposition that a month ago, we were needing the basketball team to save us from a football season.
And
right now we're kind of going, well, I mean, maybe
we're fickle. We're a bunch of fickle people.
We are absolutely. But there has to be an explanation.
Yes.
They looked lost and desperate. Like they didn't even just look like they got outplayed.
No, I don't think they even looked lost. I think they looked like I watched a team give up last night, and that worries me.
Pulled it to within 10 twice late, but then it never really, you never felt like they'll get over the hump when they cut it to 10. They had to play pretty well just to cut it to 10. So anyway, we'll see what happens. They will get a little bit of a break. They'll play Loyola Maryland in Rupp on Friday night, and maybe we'll figure out, that thing he said that happened before the Louisville game, he's now trying to downplay that and say you'll be underwhelmed when you hear what's really going on. I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
There's something on. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got more on the way. Merriam-Webster has named the word of the year. Tell you about that more coming up here on In the Know.
At Owensboro Health Family Medicine in Litchfield, Dr. Priyank Chauhan provides compassionate care for adults and seniors. Board certified in internal and geriatric medicine, he's dedicated to managing chronic conditions, preserving independence, and enhancing the quality of life. Proudly serving Grayson County, because your health matters. Schedule today. Call Owensboro Health Family Medicine in Litchfield at 270-259-8888.
Today, successful small businesses are lean, portable, and focused. If you're running your own business, you need to stay in tune to your customers, vendors, and employees. That doesn't leave much time for processing payroll and reporting, much less the overall performance of your business. The firm of Buckles, Travis, and Hart has a full offering of services for small businesses. Payroll processing, tax liability, unemployment, and financial reporting, just to name a few. Think of them like a built-in business manager, but they don't get sick and they don't ask for time off. Call or contact today to help get your business focused across the board. Buckles, Travis, and Hart, 270-259-5604, GraysonCPAs.com.
Winter means one thing. McRib season has finally arrived. That saucy, tangy, tender barbecue sandwich you crave all year long? Yep, it's finally back. Celebrate with 20% off when you spend $8 or more only in the McDonald's app. Okay, well, maybe there is a better way to celebrate. Pair it with golden fries and a Dr. Pepper. Ooh, make the most of McRib season while it lasts. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid through 11/30/25 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Must opt in to rewards. Excludes tax. Dr. Pepper is a registered trademark of Dr. Pepper 7-Up, Inc.
Not everyone's cut out for the open road. Some folks like the steady 9 to 5. Others crave the call of the wild or the unpredictability of a snowstorm. That's where Youngblood Excavating steps in. If you've got a Class A or B CDL and ADOT medical certificate, we need you for our snowplow team. Part-time on-call November through April. Answer the call and earn $32.50 per hour. If you're up for the challenge, contact Youngblood Excavating on Facebook. Drive with purpose. Drive with Youngblood. Call 270-804-3999.
Thinking about furthering your education? At Elizabethtown Community and Technical College, you'll get a high-quality education, close to home, at a cost that won't break the bank. Enjoy small class sizes with professors who take a personal interest in your success. Scholarships are still available, making our low tuition even more affordable. ECTC's Litchfield campus is now enrolling for classes that begin January 12th. Call 270-259-1540 or visit elizabethtown.kctcs.edu to get started. ECTC, college for the real world.
Apple is reportedly moving away from the Mac Pro. Bloomberg says the desktop computer has no major updates slated for 2026, and the company is looking to focus on other devices. Apple reportedly thinks that Mac Studio represents the future of Apple desktops. Meta reportedly is preparing to grade their employees based on how well they incorporate AI strategies. Business Insider says an internal memo says AI evaluations won't start until 2026. However, Meta workers are being encouraged to incorporate AI strategies in 2025 and add them to their evaluations. Google Photos is launching a new feature that lets you select the best photo and eliminate duplicates. Phone Arena reports that the tool is similar to Pixel's Top Shot and will soon be available for all Android and Apple iOS devices. And it's possible that a Waymo in San Francisco filmed a murder early Sunday morning. The San Francisco Standard reports the shooting happened in the Mission District, right behind a robotaxi. The company so far has not commented. Tech Report, I'm Mark Mayfield.
Today is World Toilet Day.
I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, it'd be a crappy life without me. It's Blow Bagpipes Day. It's Play Monopoly Day. I have already.
Yes.
1935 is when Monopoly, it's the best-selling game of all time, came out in 1935. It's also day number 19 of Thankful Giving, trying to help fuel and power the Grayson County Alliance Food Pantry. What are we putting in our box today for the Thankful Giving?
Did you all do yesterday?
Yes, I did.
Oh, look at you go. Okay, so today, 19th, is canned soup.
Canned soup. Okay, make sure you get the thick kind, not the brothy kind.
Okay, and the biggest thing is, if you can do a pull tab, that would be great.
Pull tab would be nice.
Yes.
Save everybody
Yes.
lots of hassle.
Yes.
It's an ingenious invention. Just be able to,
Yep.
and there you go. You don't even have to have a spoon. You can just drink it like a drink if you want to. You know, you don't, no utensil required, no equipment required at all. A couple of weeks ago, we told you we were kind of laughing over the fact that one dictionary, and it might have been Merriam-Webster, had decided that 6-7 was the word of the year when they couldn't actually come up with a definition for it, which seemed a little bit odd for a dictionary to do. Cambridge, though, I guess being the highbrow dictionary, has named parasocial as its word of the year for 2025. It was coined all the way back in 1956. The word was initially used to describe television viewers who formed one-sided relationships with TV personalities. In recent years, the term has had a resurgence, often associated with pop music fans who are overly familiar with artists with whom they have no personal connection.
So that would be my boy band era. I was parasocial during my boy band era.
This would be your boy band era. I think if you take this to the ultimate level, are these the people that are falling in love with their AI?
Oh, I don't know about that.
You know
but
that
yes.
the movie Her was basically a foreshadowing of what was going to come. Apparently, Chappell Roan made headlines for calling out weird and creepy followers last year, and the so-called superfans were non-consensual physical and social interactions is what she described it. So parasocial is the word that's being used, but language is such a funny thing. You know, as I mentioned, one of the dictionaries, we'll say it was Merriam-Webster, just decides, well, look, we're going to make a non-word our word of the year. You think, well, that sounds odd, but the English language is odd. For instance, the word phonetic is not.
Right. That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
You got PH. Abbreviation is 12 letters. That seems...
It just brings me back to the whole skit with Nate Bargatze.
Oh, it's so good.
Yes.
Thesaurus does not have a synonym. He had a whole book, a whole index
Whole book of synonyms,
of
and
synonyms,
it is not.
and it's called a thesaurus that doesn't have a synonym.
Wow. Okay.
Monosyllabic has 5 syllables. Seems to go against the grain. It's incredibly rare to find a cranny without a nook before it. You
I'd never,
you don't.
that's one.
Where is that? It's the nook. Oh, it's not the cranny? No, it's the nook and the cranny.
Well,
Gotta
I have
have
a
it.
nook, and it has a cranny in it.
Is it a breakfast nook?
It is not. It's an actual little closet nook little area for my
Okay.
kids. Yeah.
What qualifies as a nook? Does it have to be like 2/3 the size of a normal closet?
Oh my
Is that what-
gosh, this little thing is just under the steps. So
Oh.
it's literally like a little nook. It's a little insert inside, and it's just enough room for Silas, essentially.
I like it.
So it's like
That's-
one-eighth the size of a closet.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now I understand the definition of a nook. If you hunker, you're probably going down, but it's the same with batten, but you got to have some hatches.
Oh yeah.
You batten down the hatches. You don't hear hatches by themselves, and you don't batten unless you have hatches involved.
Right.
You rarely see scantily without clad. Like just out in the wild, do you ever use the word scantily without using the word clad? What is that? Oh, it's scantily. You mean scantily clad? No, just regular scantily.
Just scantily.
That's all. Have you considered that in the title Pacific Ocean, all of the seas are pronounced differently?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. The way, all three ways that you can
That's
use
right.
it.
And
Yeah.
I have always found that it's extremely cruel that lisp has an S in it. I think it's insensitive.
I think I have a 5-year-old that is trying to work his way out of one. It is, and we're working hard.
Yeah. Are there tricks? Are there mnemonic?
Oh, I'm sure there is. And I'm
Ways
not an
to avoid
SLP. I have 2 SLP professional friends, and I kind of go, hey, how do I do this? But and I do think that it is one of those that he'll kind of grow out of it as he gets to school, kind of, but he's just lazy. Is what it is. It's laziness.
A new survey says half of Americans plan holiday conversation strategies to avoid awkward topics. I just had a
Yeah.
brilliant idea. A lot of times, when you go to restaurants or to formal dinners or maybe a large group gathering, 16 people, they do a specific menu that's not on the full menu of the restaurant. They bring you and they show you what your appetizer is going to be. They show you what your soup might be, your entree. They show you your dessert. I think at many Thanksgiving dinners now and family gatherings, you just hand people a menu of what the conversation topics are going to be and can be, and there's no deviation from it whatsoever.
Well, what's the fun in that?
Well, I think the police are less involved, so they would be grateful
Right.
that they're not getting called to solve. But half of people plan it out.
I can't.
That's
even-
I can't. I can't even plan out a menu, much less plan out what I'm gonna. If you are a grown person and you can't handle your business, then don't show up.
Yeah.
You know how
Just
to
don't show up,
how
or
they-
don't say anything at all.
How they do,
which is what I do.
Pairings, like in fancy restaurants, they do wine pairings. So you do your Thanksgiving menu. You know, here's your appetizer, and then here's your pairing of conversation topic. Like while we have the appetizer, this is what we're going to talk about. No deviation.
I'm not going somewhere like that. Right?
I'm not either
I'm not
because
going.
I squirrel
I'm not
too
going.
quickly,
Yeah.
and
saying
sometimes I
no.
can't keep. Well, I'm getting better about keeping my mouth shut. Kyle says I'm not, but I am.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. Here are some simple tips to help you change how you deal with difficult family members during the holiday.
Stay home.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that this applies to you, Whitney. I'm saying if any of this is helpful to you, then take it. Just leave the rest. Take what's helpful, leave the rest.
Okay.
Number 1, don't try to change them.
Right.
Like most of happiness in life is not what happens, it's how you choose to react to it.
Well, I can't fix stupid. Is
Yes,
that what they say?
that's
Yeah,
right.
that's
You
a term at our house a
So,
lot.
I mean, it's the root cause of your frustration is oftentimes. And so it just, you want or expect others to be different than they are, but you're just going to end up disappointed. So just don't worry about it. Just move on, focus on something else. 2, don't take things personally.
Right.
The nitpicking or their disapproval is rarely about you. If they disapprove of your date or they pressure you to find a job or whatever it is, that's really about them. So it has nothing to do with you. So the less personally you take it, the happier you're going to be. Number 3, Choose your battles. There are times when you can stand up for yourself or should stand up for yourself, but just be wise in remembering you're not going to change them no matter how much you try. So, and if you've taken it overly personally, but if it has been overly personal, then maybe it's a battle that you will choose to fight. But by and large, family time during the holidays is relatively short and relatively infrequent. So just know it's going to be over in a matter of time anyway. And you don't have to deal with it until, well, for about a month. And then after that, another 11 months.
Yeah. It's like get it all done and over with.
Or maybe Easter or whatever the next big gathering. Number 5, take responsibility with an open mind and a willingness to be wrong. Look at your role in the tension. It's natural to become defensive when you're challenged or attacked, but try examining yourself from their point of view. Number 6, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Patience, wisdom, turning the other cheek, whatever.
I have some other statements I could make, but I won't.
Have you ever heard the saying that difficult people make the best teachers?
Yes.
Yeah. And so you just,
absolutely.
As you look at it and go, well.
I live with the couple, so I do it on the daily. It makes me a stronger person.
Well, it also gives you the ability to say, well, bless their heart.
Yeah.
Bless it. So they test your limits. They help you grow. Number 7, don't compare. No family's perfect. The ones that look perfect only appear like that from your outside perspective. So they're really not. Number 8, choose to be happy instead of choosing to be right. Says, you know how confident you are and that you're right and they're wrong. Well, they're just as sure that they're right and you're wrong. So just be happy instead of being right and don't worry about it. You're probably not going to change. And then be compassionate. It's hard to show love to difficult people, but they're the ones who need it the most. Isn't that fair to say? Bless it. You all seem to be having a hard time with this.
Just keeping my mouth shut.
We're over here.
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, listen, I act like I don't really have many troubles with any of my family, but there are some situational things that happen, and I'm just like, so I just choose to be quiet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it can, for some people, it's just sport. That's their,
yeah, it is.
They're just doing it to get everyone riled up. It's the entertainment. And you also have to know when someone's just trying to wind you up.
Yeah.
And so don't participate. Don't get wound up. Go to the kids' table. Go.
Yeah, I was going to say, go play with the kids.
Go where
I am great. I have become really good at the Irish goodbye. And so we just leave. We just leave.
Sometimes that's easy.
See ya. Yeah,
well,
see ya.
it's so hard.
Not if there's something bad going on, but just in general.
Sure. It's so hard to run the gauntlet of everybody. Like when it's time to go and you're at a large family gathering, say there's 25 or 30 people, and you got to go through like it takes a half an hour to leave. I think that lends itself to the Irish goodbye, without a doubt. And then this concerned me just a little bit. It certainly gave me pause. Too many pictures and unread emails on your phone might mean you have a mental disorder. If your phone contains thousands of photos you have to swipe through to find what you need, or your phone storage is always full because you're reluctant to delete anything, even unread emails, you may be a digital hoarder. Hoarding disorder, which is often associated with obsessive compulsive disorder and is believed to affect about 2.5% of Americans, is defined as persistent problems parting with possessions, even if they have little or no value.
I'm just lazy.
Tips. When I got to that point, I thought, well, actually,
I'm just lazy.
When I got to the point about 2.5% of Americans, and it's often associated with this obsessive compulsive disorder, I often laugh and say I'm OC, but I'm not the D. Like I'm obsessive compulsive, but it's not a disorder. As Rick Burgess says, he just likes things a certain way.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But that gave me pause because I know how many unread emails I have, and I know how much just junk photos are stacked up on my camera roll. But when I evaluated self, it's not an unwillingness to part with it. It's just that it accumulates faster than I can shovel it.
Yes.
I mean, I go through, I use Gmail as my mail reader, and it sections things off in like promotions, updates, social, etc. And there are days I have to go through and just say, show me all of the unread. And I just go through there, delete. and I never seemed to get anywhere. And then the next day, but I think it's a byproduct of being on mailing lists for over 25 years.
Yeah.
Right.
I had the same email address for over 25 years, and and the number of people that think they want to send stuff to every member of the media, any e-commerce that I've ever done, just general email, and it is daunting.
Yeah.
But what's funny, even before I read this very morning, I sat down with my phone, I had a couple of extra minutes, and just went through and cleaned up all the screen grabs, that you take a screen grab of that, so to send it to this person and do that and remember this, and it's a mental note. All of the Monopoly screen grabs, do 22 of those at a time in order to do Sticker Hub, and it's like, just get rid of these things. So luckily, there is an app for that. What is that app that compares all the photos? And it'll take all of the similar types of photos. If you take 7 photos of one group, it will compare all of them and distill them down.
Apple does that,
to choose like this is the best one.
Yeah.
Or it will throw out the eye closed, or it'll figure that out. I also realized last night I was trying to look for a photo of a serial number, a picture of something that had a serial number in it, and I knew the number that it was associated with it, but I needed the missing number. In my Photos app, I just searched the number 0200-111, and it found me every photo in my camera roll that appeared in the photo. It was not part of the text, and I was like, now we're getting somewhere.
Yes. I save all of my photos in Google Photos. Like, that's my default backup. And I will sometimes go to it if I need to find a specific something, picture, whatever, and I'll type in, like, if it's a kid's jersey number, I'll type in that number, and it pulls up, and one of my kids, not a kid,
of course.
It'll pull it up, and I'm like, okay.
I was really impressed with that.
Yeah.
And I'm doing the same thing. So I've got my iCloud, but my backup, because we use Google Workspace and infinite storage space, everything gets moved from iCloud and photos over to Google, so that they're basically there forever. But we've come a long way.
We have.
We have come a long way in that regard. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. Today's Did You Know is coming up, and we'll talk a little bit about Wicked for Good. Now that Miss Buckles is back, we'll talk about that and more coming up here on In the Know. Wilson & Muir Bank reminds those of us who enjoy gathering with family to give thanks that the food on our table is due to the hard work of farmers everywhere. Join Wilson & Muir Bank at the main branch on November 26th from 11 to 1 for the annual Salute to the American Farmer. Wilson & Muir customers can enjoy a free lunch prepared by the Grayson County Cattlemen's Association and learn more about the importance of farmers to each of our families. The annual Salute to the American Farmer, November 26th from Wilson & Muir Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Ooma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to handle the busy holiday season, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Discover experiences that truly move you. Spectacular nature and authentic bluegrass music captivate you. Legendary horses and world-renowned bourbon wow you. Visit KentuckyTourism.com to find what moves you in our new Kentucky home.
At the Kentucky Opioid Response Effort, we are committed to supporting quality providers and programs that benefit Kentuckians. Because of this work, we know there are quality services and supports out there right now. If you or a loved one is struggling with addiction, the KY Help Call Center can connect you with resources right now when you call 833-8KY-HELP. You can also visit findhelpnowky.org to find treatment and recovery options that are right for you.
This is a message from Team Kentucky, sponsored by the Office of Drug Control Policy and aired by this station.
It's time to make important decisions about your Medicare prescription drug coverage. The Kentucky State Health Insurance Assistance Program provides free, unbiased guidance in selecting a Medicare Part D or Medicare Advantage plan. If you have questions or need help, the Kentucky State Health Insurance Assistance Program can guide you through the enrollment period, which ends December 7th. More information is available about Kentucky SHIP or how you can volunteer at 1-877-293-7447. That's 1-877-293-7447.
The best football teams always get the call right, and you need to make the right call before you excavate. If you don't and you damage a natural gas line, the Kentucky Public Service Commission will investigate, and you could be fined up to $1,250. So make the right call. Put safety first. Call 811 before you dig. Touchdown! Oh my goodness! This message brought to you by the Kentucky Public Service Commission.
K105 weather from the Wave Storm Tracking Team is brought to you by Youngblood Excavating Snowplow Team.
Twin Lakes weather.
We'll keep things cloudy today with afternoon highs ranging from the 50s for those of you further to the north to the low 60s for those of you further to the south. For tonight, cloudy as we all fall down into the 40s for lows. Tomorrow, staying cloudy at first, but then rain chances increasing as you head into Thursday night. From the Wave News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrews.
When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send the blood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised.
Today's Did You Know?
Who I'm meant to be.
Did you know it would take over an hour for a heavy object to sink to the deepest part of the ocean? Would that be the Mariana Trench? Like the deepest part of the ocean. So it'd take an hour to get there, like a heavy item. But then I pulled a special Did You Know for you, Whitney. I thought this one might help you the best. Did you know research found that kids aged 4 to 6 perform boring tasks more effectively when dressed as Batman?
I can absolutely, I can absolutely believe it.
That's great.
So if you're not already doing that life hack, put your kid in a Batman costume and see what they can accomplish.
I have a Spider-Man one.
I'd say it works very similarly. Yes. Ariana Grande describes her upcoming tour as one last hurrah, and she said it might not happen again for a long, long time. She was on a Good Hang with Amy Poehler. And she said, I'm very excited to do this small tour, but I think it might not happen again for a long, long time. So I'm going to give it my all and going to be beautiful. And I'm so grateful. And I think that's why I'm doing it like one last hurrah. She also yesterday, I had the privilege of sharing the news with Alea yesterday morning. She said in part of her press junket for Wicked for Good, she said, don't rule out a third movie.
Okay.
Now, I can't. If you know the story, I don't really want to offer any spoilers on what the setup would be for that, on what would enable them to do a third movie. I have found myself, we got to see Wicked for Good on Monday evening, and it's been fun to see online some people who have seen it. Like various places, there were no previews. We were banking on there being previews.
Wow.
Because we needed the extra time, but then people who assumed there were. So it was in a limited number of theaters around the country, small audiences. And so you've got, that number of people running around in this fraternity of people that I have suddenly felt much less liberated to talk about it, because it's going to be hard to have a conversation about it without spoiling it for someone. But your takeaway from the experience Monday night, do you want to show your Glinda Tumbler
I can.
that you got?
Wait.
Right.
There we go. Yeah.
Now you got a souvenir.
I did. Yeah. So.
What was your takeaway from?
It was really good. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. It was good.
It's not as long as the first one.
It is not. I'm really sad that in this photo, I know why you put us there,
right?
But I'm so sad that you cannot see my crown.
Your crown is obscured by the neon signs behind.
Yes, and that was my favorite part.
I think there's one more that it might be a little bit different with just you and
it's still
Alea
not great.
in it. But yeah, it's just kind of the way that it went.
Yeah.
But Whitney, are you looking forward to seeing this?
I will see it when it is probably out of theaters and on the TV.
Not before.
No, probably not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we still can't talk about it with you. Okay.
No, I
all
still
right.
can't talk
we'll
about
wait.
it with you. It's like,
Okay.
we have to give you earmuffs.
That's okay.
Earmuffs.
And it'll be next week before we can really talk too much about it. But I will say it was fun having conversations about it in the vehicle home.
It was.
Because you had a group of insiders that could talk about it. Taylor and I had a conversation about it yesterday with some questions, some lingering. I will just say that it is extremely well done on the way that they have brought order to the universe.
Yeah.
Would that be fair to say? Because you got, a 1939 classic, I guess, with a more modern story, and then trying to figure out how they're going to weave all this together so that there is continuity through it. That was one of the most enjoyable parts, was seeing how they okay. There were some reveals in there that the musical doesn't do or can't do. So if it's your cup of tea, enjoy it. And then learning today that coming up on HBO and HBO Max, starting November 25th, is a documentary on a phenomenon that I very much lived through. It was the 1985 Bears hit single, The Super Bowl Shuffle. The Chicago Bears have won one and only Vince Lombardi trophy. And they released a video ahead of the Super Bowl. They went 15-1 that year. And they basically said that we're going to the Super Bowl. We're doing the Super Bowl Shuffle. And they realized in the movie, in the documentary, they talk about how stupid they would have looked to go number one with this song and not get there. It happened before the Super Bowl. But you got Jim McMahon, you got Willie Gault, you got Samurai Mike Singletary, you got Walter Payton. By 1985 standards, not all that bad.
Look at him.
It's pretty cheesy.
And the sword shuffle, I suppose.
Listen, this was 1985's Macarena.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what this was 1980. It was everywhere you went. It was. But they were victorious. Good for them. Got to get to a break. We'll come back. Point to Ponder, Pearl of Wisdom, Chart Toppers coming up here on In the Know.
I dance a little funky, so watch me, girl. There's no one here that does it like me. My Super Bowl Shuffle will set you free.
Thanksgiving is more than just turkey and stuffing. At its heart, it's all about your perspective on life. Hi, this is Jim Daly with Focus on the Family. Amy Van Dyken was a 4-time Olympic gold medalist. On a family outing, an ATV accident severed her spine, paralyzing her from the waist down. Needless to say, it was a devastating moment, but Amy didn't allow her injuries to dampen her perspective on life. In the midst of her rehabilitation, with no promise that she'd ever walk again, she told the media, "Every day is a celebration because I'm here and I made it through another night." I'm sure it will come as no surprise that people who nearly lose their life often gain a deeper appreciation for their life. But you don't have to depend on life-changing moments to refocus your perspective. You simply have to make a habit of remembering the blessings you enjoy. And Thanksgiving is a great occasion to begin that practice. In our household, we go around the table and share what we're grateful for during that year. And it's a good idea to do that regularly. We believe that's important. Life will always confront us with challenges, and those hardships can diminish our gratitude. But taking the time to pause and reflect will help us remember just how much we have to be thankful for. For encouragement to make this Thanksgiving and every day count, visit FocusOnTheFamily.com. I'm Jim Daly.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
Every day I speak with people who are worried and are feeling a lot of pressure because of credit card debt. That's why I'm very proud of what we do at Trinity. We just help. We give people the support they need, along with a real plan to become debt-free. Credit card bills are consolidated into a single monthly payment that is much less than what they were paying before. Most of our members end up saving thousands and even may improve their credit scores by as much as 200 points. I know from the bottom of my heart that I'm making a difference in the lives of the people we help. It just makes me really happy.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-936-5348.
My name is Julie, and I'm a Trinity counselor. Call me and become debt-free for keeps.
1-800-936-5348.
That's when you need someone that you can call.
MB's point to ponder for today. Whitney's here, so we're going to do Would You Rather.
Okay.
Would you rather give up brushing your hair or brushing your teeth for the rest of your life?
Hair. Hair, for sure.
I thought that's what you would say.
Yeah.
Would you rather never use the internet again or never fly on an airplane again?
Never fly on an airplane again.
Wow. Okay.
There's only one internet. There's at least multiple modes of travel.
I was going to say.
There's only one internet.
That's true.
So
Fine.
I guess I would. I mean, if you'd asked me 30 years ago,
I don't.
would it have to be more than? I'd probably have to be more than 30 years
Can
ago
I just
now.
ask you all the questions?
I even understood. Huh? Do what?
Like,
ask him, like,
Yeah.
if he had internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I guess I see what you're saying. Would you rather always get stuck in traffic or always have a slow internet connection?
Oh, my gosh. That's tough.
It would be hard to go back. You know, it
I mean, I don't go
You know, though, I
anywhere,
do
so
think
I'm
that
gonna
probably
choose
would.
traffic.
I was going to say, probably would have been the best thing to happen is for us to still have dial-up internet sometimes, I think. But anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't. I'm glad we don't, but
I wish our kids.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, our kids literally
Like,
have no
if our
idea.
kids.
Can we
No
have
idea.
dial-up internet without the ability to pick up the landline in the other end of the house
so
and make
at one
the carrier
point we
drop?
had that. You know, the next step up, like you could have an internet cable and and your phone still use it, but it was still slow.
That's true. Yeah, we did have that. That's right. I remember that.
It was a big deal.
We talk about how far we've come, like in photos and like in AI and searchability, et cetera, within photos. Would you rather get lost in the wilderness or in a dangerous city? So
Dangerous city.
basically, you like your chances against the criminals or the bear? That's
Nah,
what
I just
you have to
feel like
choose.
I'm more street savvy than I am wood savvy.
I don't know. Probably lost in the woods.
Would you rather be extremely wealthy but only able to walk everywhere, or be broke but be able to travel anywhere in the world? Well, who's
Well,
paying for the travel?
I was gonna say. I mean, if I'm, that's probably why you're broke.
Maybe.
I think I would rather be broke and travel.
Would you rather never be able to go out during the day or never be able to go out at night? That's a hard
That's
one.
tough.
I don't. I have to go out during the day.
Yeah, that would be that's my default
That,
answer.
that would have been my go-to, and then I immediately
Yeah.
started thinking, okay, but what about, and well, what about, and what about? Would you rather have to wear wet socks every day
Ugh.
or only be allowed to wash your hair once a year?
Oh, I'll just stick with washing my hair once a year. There's enough baby powder or whatever. I can't wear wet socks.
That,
around
and
all
you
the
can always
time.
just cut your hair off.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather never be able to get a haircut again or never be able to shave again?
Didn't we live through that?
Yeah, called COVID. I think it was
Yeah.
called COVID.
Yeah.
Some of you look pretty shaggy. On TV tonight, for those of you who don't have Peacock, you've never seen it at the theater, and you've not seen the musical, Wicked is on NBC tonight. The first movie is on NBC tonight. Survivor is on CBS. The Amazing Race is on CBS. And on ABC, the 59th Annual CMA Awards over on ABC. Today's highlight in history, this date in 1863, President Lincoln delivered the Gettysburg Address. Dick Cavett was born is 89 today. Ted Turner is 87. Calvin Klein is 83. Allison Janney is 66. Meg Ryan is 64. Jodie Foster is 63. Jack Dorsey is 49. Carrie Strug is 48. Adam Driver is 42. Gone but not forgotten, George Rogers Clark, fellow Kentuckian. Born in 1752, James Garfield in 1831, Indira Gandhi in 1917, Larry King in 1933, Jack Welch in 1935. Chart toppers for today. We will go to 1951. Eddie Howard and It's No Sin.
Away the breath of flowers.
All right, we're already late, so let's just move on. You don't need to hear any more of Eddie Howard.
You talk too much.
1960. Joe Jones.
You talk too much.
Oh my goodness, this is great.
You need that on hotkey?
Well, yeah. So you know how you can put a song above your your thing on Facebook
On your
now?
story or whatever?
Yes. I'm gonna add that.
You talk too much.
You worry me to death. Just saying.
1969, The Beatles and Something.
Attracts me like no other lover.
All right, let's move forward from The Beatles to Foreigner, 1978. Foreigner #1 with Double Vision.
Feeling down and dirty, feeling kind of mean.
Boom, boom, boom,
I've been from one to another extreme.
All right, both of you will be disappointed if I don't let this one breathe a little bit. 1987.
Hey, the time of my life. No, I never felt this way before. Yes, I swear it's a truth, and I owe it to you.
I never noticed that last dance number they were doing is a little bit like a polite Thriller dance.
It is
When
sort
they
of.
kind of come down there like it's a
Yeah.
friendly Thriller dance.
Yeah, I mean it's just different clothes.
That's right.
You know. Oh my.
96, Celine Dion. Kanye, Gold Digger, 20 years ago today. Taylor
Awesome,
Swift,
love that one.
Shake It Off, 11 years ago today. 2 years ago today, Cruel Summer, Taylor Swift. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today says, the best way to make your dreams come true is to wake up. The best way to make your dreams come true is to wake up. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Remember, God loves you, and I do too. If you don't know Jesus, let me know, and I'll introduce you. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Whitney Carmen, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
The Twin Lakes Best Mix is WKHG, Litchfield, the Twin Lakes Best